Lion's Den, powered by KCB Bank. Next in the den are two entrepreneurs from Mombasa with an eco-friendly delivery business.
Hello Lions, my name is Jimmy Tune, the CEO and founder at CROSSTOWN Courier Limited.
And I am Zilpa Meris, the marketing director and co-founder.
2 years ago, I found myself among a group of organizers for a county event. We made very many letters which are to be distributed to stakeholders who are going to attend this event. 2 weeks to the event, we realized that we had very few RSVPs. We were worried. Upon investigation, we realized that the messenger department did not deliver all these letters. The event was poorly attended, and it was a loss to this organization. And this is where CROSSTOWN Courier was born. To bridge the gap of a reliable professional messenger service, we've also developed a mobile application that is linking service providers to their clients. So the app is simple. It is downloadable from the App Store, whereby the users can be able to order for gas, they can be able to request us to pick their clothes from their estates to the lounge shops.
And our chief mode of operation is our e-bikes and normal bicycles. We have built our company from ground up. We are very passionate about what we do.
We are seeking 1 million shillings for 20% equity in our company. This money is going to be used to buy a minivan and a three-wheeler. Our orders are expanding, and we need to meet our market demand at the moment.
Some of this money will also go into advertising and expansion.
When was the business started?
We've been in operation for 12 months now.
What have your revenues been to date?
In the past 1 year, we've had 700,000.
Turnover?
Yes, 700,000. We've had expenses of 420,000, and our net profit has been 280,000.
Okay, and what do you project over the next year once you get your minivan and three-wheeler?
We're expecting to go up with at least 30% in our net profit.
Tell us about the competition in this space.
Our competitors currently are Modern Coast and Sandy. So Modern Coast is not established to do within city deliveries. We are not linking cities, but we are more specific in bridging the gap within office to office, estate to estate.
We have divided our market into zones. We have 4 zones in Mombasa.
Okay, so the business is mainly operating in Mombasa at the moment.
At the moment in Mombasa, yes.
What kind of service providers do you have on this app?
We have restaurants, we have the laundry guys, and we have gas refillers and chemists.
I think it's safe for us to first inform you that we already have our app, we've paid for it, everything. So we need the network to launch and bring people on board. But everyone we've talked to, the restaurants we've talked to in Mombasa...
What you've just described isn't yet operational?
Yes, it's our next step.
But what is the plan? How are you planning to charge the service providers?
Yeah, on the advertising part and featuring them, we are going to get a certain percentage on the sales that we are giving to them.
Okay, so you haven't thought through the price point?
We've not exactly figured out, because as we start now, it depends on the traffic we give them. And then so it's going to change gradually as we move ahead.
The entrepreneurs confidently defend themselves against a barrage of questions. But will it be enough to secure a deal?
So what are your plans for expansion? What does 2018 look like?
Part of the expansion process we want is to come to major cities like Nairobi. So we are looking ourselves at having maybe more than 50 partners on the app and having a fleet in this city.
The vehicles that we plan to buy are also electric vehicles, yeah?
You think you're going to get an electric van for 1 million shillings?
Yes.
Let's talk a bit about Mombasa. If you were not to move to Nairobi and just to stay in Mombasa, how big do you expect yourself to grow?
We're working with the county government to give us delivery orders. We're working with more than 2 estates. We even have schools who want us to deliver their meals, which are being cooked from somewhere else. We have untapped markets like KPA. Once we are able to take our riders inside KPA, and now there's SGR. One thing we're looking at is doing the last mile for all multinationals, that they bring things like DHL brings to Mombasa office, we do the last mile.
Isn't a company like DHL doing the last mile already?
They do, but during our market research, it's expensive. You have to pay an extra charge for it to come straight to your doorstep.
And I can say that we are heroes in our city. There are places they can't reach. We've been in Mombasa for very many years. We were born there and raised there. So there are places we know.
We use courier services a lot, and one of the things that's major is speed and time. Your biggest competition is not so much these 2 companies, it would be the borders. How do you challenge that?
This is a fast vehicle.
How fast does it go?
We use 5 bicycles to link zones, but when you got these, it has the speed of a motorbike, but then it's safe because it goes for 50 kilometers per hour within the city.
For inner city deliveries, we deal with our bicycles. But if you want to interzonal deliveries, we use this.
So out of the 700,000 that you made in the last year, about how many clients were you handling?
We were handling 3 major clients and the random deliveries that we get.
My struggle is with the model where you're trying to invest and own all the infrastructure, especially the transportation. I'd see more scope if you were not necessarily have to own the bicycles and own the bikes, but you would encourage and then get the people who have the market in terms of clientele, and you be the middle people, because that's easier to scale. It would be difficult to invest at this stage, but good luck.
Guys, you've got a lot of elements, you're trying to think about it, but I just feel this space is very, very competitive at the moment. There's a lot of players, international, local in this space, technology, non-technology, conventional methods. So try and focus on, where the biggest opportunity is. I'm also out.
How much have you invested in the business so far?
1.5.
And where did the investment come from?
We participated in some competition whereby we received a grant.
So I'm willing to come on board, all right? But I'd like us to really look at the model again. If you're flexible enough to shy away from buying hardware and sticking to the whole green thing, because I think it's not practical enough for this market, then I think we can have a discussion. But I'll be willing to give you 1 million shillings for 30% of the business.
How important is being green to you on a scale of 1 to 10?
I would say it is important, but we look at growth. We are a business. We need to make money.
Don't compromise on your value systems. If you're green, you keep green. What's this? Don't be threatened by a lion because it says how good. If green is important to you, green is important to you.
Yeah,
Excellence is very important.
So what do you want, Chris, after making all that noise?
I think you guys are doing a brilliant job. I think there's enough business for you in Mombasa to grow for the next 3 to 5 years. I don't understand your valuation. I'd offer you the 1 million. I'd probably ask for more than what Mike is asking for, so 33%. And oh yes, that last thing, and I have no problem with green. In fact, my addition to this would be to say, I have a source for bamboo bikes, which are actually the most eco-friendly. They're the most eco-friendly bikes. If you just go and Google it.
Okay, I'll make you the same offer Mike has made you. I think your business model is interesting. I like the bicycle concept, and I'm sure that works very well in Mombasa, especially now within a zone. So if you're willing to rethink your structure and sort of make it a bit more efficient, I'll offer you the 1 million for 30%, but definitely a lot of rethinking and rejigging in there to make it as efficient as possible.
Would you want to come together with the 30% for the same?
No, not really.
There are 3 offers on the table from Chris, Olive, and Mike, but each lion wants the deal for themselves. Who will the entrepreneur choose?
So we decided to take you off.
Sorry?
Mike Rabar gloats over Chris and Olive as he secures the deal with CROSSTOWN Couriers.
Why did you choose Mike? And you had so many offers.
Yeah, Mike has some IT background, and because of our app...
Go with the one who picks you first.
Yeah.
Just don't make them buy border borders.
You want to pollute the environment.
I know.
We need to get green.
Lion's Den, powered by KCB Bank.